Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. Today I'm going to present to you my team selection for the upcoming Game Week 36. I was initially planning to activate my free hit in Game Week 36, but as there are not going to be any doubles in 36, I decided to postpone it as my team currently has a lot of potential for the upcoming week, and I don't think that I can gain a lot of points and rank with using that free hit. So I will try to save it either for 37 and more likely for 38. Of course, I'm going to present to you my Game Week 35 team. Sorry for no Game Week 34 review and 35 team selection, but my schedule was hectic. I got you and I couldn't record it properly, but it was some kind of an awful 2 weeks for me. My rank dropped significantly because I didn't activate the free hit in 34, while everyone else that activated it jumped a lot of ranks up. But hopefully in the next couple of weeks I can get back to the position that I was in. Currently sitting at 36k. You're going to see how I ended up in that situation. If you want to support me and show your appreciation, please click that subscribe button and let's try to push for as much as possible subscribers. My goal for 3.5k was reached already, but I always strive to and aim to reach more and more goals. So my next goal is probably 4k, and then we'll push to the ultimate goal of 5k, which I hope to see and to reach pretty soon. But that all depends on the members of the community and people that, if they enjoy my content, of course. Now, without further ado, let's go and see how my team did in 35, because I was a little bit disappointed with the performance, and I'm going to explain why my team looks that way. Looking at how my team did in 35, at least it was a green arrow, not a big one, around 2k, but I will take those step by step, especially with the player that I expected a lot to perform. They didn't. My captain didn't help me. I got points on the bench, and yeah, it was very, very hectic. 3 new players you're seeing on the screen. I took a hit in Game Week 34 to bring them. O'Brien and Mbumo and Twisa joined the team, of course, and Mbumo and Twisa have been vital for the team so far, but O'Brien, which was basically the hit 4, was pretty disappointing. If I didn't have O'Brien, I would have probably went out with either Munoz, who I had in my team, or Nick Williams, who this week performed once again. So when Nick Williams is on my bench, he's performing. When he's onto the field, he's doing absolutely nothing. But yeah, it is what it is. O'Brien, pretty disappointing with Everton, how they have been defending. I took a -4 hit, and so far in 2 weeks he managed to recover 2 points. And if I went with, let's say, Munoz, who got a 1-pointer and a 0, I would have been 3 points higher if I kept my composure and didn't go with O'Brien. But yeah, it was a decision that I decided to make. It didn't pay off. Raya in goal. Arsenal, pretty disappointing, conceded 2 goals, one of them from a throw-in and the other ones from a corner kick. Like the big set piece masters conceding 2 goals from set pieces. Yeah, that was ridiculous. But yeah, Raya 1-pointer. While on the other hand, Verbruggen conceded late on against Newcastle, but still 3 points is way better than the 1 point that I've got there. Livramento, Gvardio and O'Brien. Gvardio, what I expected, 8-pointer. Of course, he didn't get the maximum bonus as De Bruyne got it, but 2 points bonus after that for a 1-0 victory. I'm more than happy with his performance. O'Brien, already discussed him. I went with him for 34 and 35 and 37 when they played Ipswich and Southampton at home. So far against Ipswich, 0 points, a big 0. Let's see against Southampton in 37 how he will perform, and let's see in 36 if we will use him at all. Livramento 2-pointer, pretty disappointed as Newcastle conceded early on. To be fair, it was a good goal, and at the end of the day, yeah, it was the right decision to go with him. But on the bench I have Nick Williams and Bradley delivering 6 points, while let's say Bradley would have stayed there as Trent was going to start, and he started. Now with Trent leaving, I don't know if he will be the first choice right back anymore, but that's a discussion for Game Week 36 thought process. And Nick Williams, 5-pointer, as mentioned, didn't expect that, but he still delivered. In midfield, you see Bowen, who has been pretty stale in the last couple of weeks. Points. That's why I brought him, because he is probably the best player from the bottom half with Bruno Fernandes, I would say. But Bowen is just an amazing player, and I think that he's going to look to join a big team in the summer if I was him, because he has been delivering some amazing performances and his qualities are way above West Ham's level. Jacob Murphy, another disappointment. I shouldn't have gone with him star there. yeah, it would have been 1 point better, but Murphy taken out before the 60th minute. I don't know why Eddie Howe is treating him that way. He was, and probably deservedly was the best player from Newcastle in the last couple of months, but yeah, he's getting the treatment of being subbed off early. I don't know if he's getting tired or something else, but yeah, he's not getting the playing minutes. Salah 2-pointer, I expected him to do better. To be fair, he had a chance against Chelsea, but the whole team of Liverpool were just hungover. It looked that way, and yeah, they were just not up to par, and I don't see Salah, if he doesn't increase his level a bit, I don't see him breaking the Thierry Henry record with 20 goals and 20 assists in a season, but hopefully next game week he will prove me wrong. And Mbeumo was my captain. He was in a deliberation between him and Isaac. Of course, I went with Mbeumo and he scored 4 points less. To be fair, if you told me that Brentford will score 4 goals and Newcastle will score 1, I would have captained Mbeumo every day of the week, but he got a jammy assist of a rebound that was a shot that rebounded to Share, and Share scored it. But nonetheless, Isaac with 1 penalty, he did absolutely nothing apart from that, but the main forward and the penalty taker. That's why you take penalty taker, guys, because 1 penalty, especially for a forward, and he's in the 9 points, while players like Mbeumo, like Bowen are, yeah, Bowen got to 9 points, but that was with a bonus and with a midfield goal. So yeah, you see the difference between the caliber of the players if they are forwards. Nonetheless, Mbeumo, I feel like, was a good decision. Man United were very poor, and Mbeumo should have been on more points. Wissa up front, 7-pointer. He has been consistent, and I'm happy finally to own him. It was a mistake to buy him so late in the season, as he was chucking points throughout the whole year, and he has been one of the standout players of the season, if you ask me. From goal contributions together with Wood, no one expected, in my eyes, for them to score near 20 goals. I think both are on 18. That's a very good amount of goals for a forward in the Prem. So I think that Wissa in the team is a blessing. Of course, Marmoush 2-pointer. Yeah, no, not good. Just not good. I was not planning to use a transfer last week. If I used it, would have been on a City asset, as they would have went with 35, 36 and 37 with good fixtures. De Bruyne was probably going to be the player, but at the end of the day, I decided against it. Was that a mistake? In hindsight, it was, because I am 10 points down of that decision with Murphy. But yeah, let's take it that way. Sar 2-pointer, better than Murphy, but not good enough. Now, the team is underperforming in my eyes. I expected way more with the preparation that I had for them to deliver. But now let's go and see how it looks in 36, because I found it interesting, and I feel like that team can perform really, really well in the upcoming week. Let's see how I'm going to line it up, because we have some surprises there and possibly some transfers on the horizon. So Gameweek 36, I have 2 free transfers and 6 million in the bank. That's a lot of money, and I will probably utilize it, but we're going to discuss that in the next section. Verbruggen against Wolves, I feel like is the better choice compared to Raya against Liverpool. I have several things about that. Of course, this week, by the off chance of Raya performing, I will have to monitor and see, first of all, how the game against PSG goes in the Champions League. That's pretty important. But secondly, this game, Arsenal will concede chances. When they concede chances, Raya has a very high chance of making some saves. Of course, Verbruggen against Wolves has a higher chance of securing a clean sheet. It will be first against second in the Prem, so it's going to be a very, very interesting fixture to watch. But regardless of that, I feel like Verbruggen is the better choice. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but it feels like Raya is not an optimal pick for that week. Of course, that's how to say it, that's something questionable. Of course, I can do a transfer. If I do the transfer, I'm getting one keeper, and that's Sales, because he has Leicester at home, and then he has West Ham against them. But West Ham have been scoring. They have been conceding goals, so I don't know if I have to invest at all at a keeper. Like, who literally cares about the keeper? just go with whatever you have, and I think it will be more than happy, because he doesn't have the potential to pay it off if he doesn't pay it off immediately, especially if you take a hit, because I plan to use my 2 transfers aggressively and get players in as soon as possible. But yeah, Verbruggen Raya, I feel like it's a good combo, not the best combo. I would prefer way more keepers to be around it. If I had Areola, it would have been better. If I had Sales, it would have been better. But yeah, I'm happy with Verbruggen. I'm happy with Raya on the bench. Let's see how the game against PSG goes, because if they are out, I think that there is no chance I'm playing Raya. But if they go through, maybe they are lifting them up or something. I don't know. We'll decide it late on. But for now, Verbruggen is my goalkeeper for the upcoming Game Week 36. Moving into the defense, I think it picks itself this week. On my bench, Livramento and Bradley are facing Chelsea and Arsenal. Both fixtures are at home, but no thank you. Gvardiol, Southampton away, even though he's playing as a center back, currently he's like a magnet for bonus points. City have improved, not significantly, but they have improved, and I think Southampton away is another fixture where they can get the clean sheet for themselves. The backline of Ederson, Nunes, Diaz, Gvardiol and O'Reilly is working well. If I could have went with O'Reilly, it would have been better, but he's midfielder in this year, so yeah, I'm not picking him. Ruben is another great transfer if you're on a free hit or something like that. Diaz is an amazing pick, and Southampton away is a good fixture for Gvardiol to keep getting those points into the bank. Neco Williams, great player, 5-pointer last week. Leicester at home this week. Yeah, Leicester have scored 2, but it was against Southampton and it was at home, so I feel like they're not scoring anymore. I think here at double, Nottingham Forest defense will be solid. I don't know if that will be very popular. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I haven't seen a lot of teams with Forest defenders, but those on a free hit for sure will get double Forest defenders. And Neco Williams is a prime candidate in doing so. Murillo got away with an injury, so yeah, maybe the defensive output is going to be reduced, but you never know, and Neco Williams is in the team. O'Brien is the preferred defender compared to Livramento and Bradley, because I think Chelsea and Arsenal will score goals, so I wanted to go for Fulham. Fulham can score goals also, but it feels better to have a player of the ranks of O'Brien there, because Fulham didn't score against Villa, so let's say they probably won't score against Everton, probably they will, and my defensive options here will be screwed. But yeah, O'Brien is in, and that's why I got him, for him to start getting some points into the lineup. Hopefully he's not going to get some yellow cards, hopefully some bonus points will come his way to finally pay off that hit that I did several weeks ago. Let's see what happens, and let's see how it will do it, and if he will do it. But for now, yeah, he will be playing. If I'm looking to bring in someone here, it would be probably someone from Brentford. I know they conceded 3 goals against United, but they have been significantly better defensive wise since 10-11 weeks. They have been good, so I feel like they can be players to be bought, but I'm not looking to strengthen up the defense. I will be looking to just go out there and bring players that will strengthen the front part. Of course, a lot of things can happen and a lot of things can change, but for now those defenders are in. Liver and Bradley, pretty solid options to have on the bench. Bradley probably not starting, but Livramento will be playing, and that is more than enough for coverage. In midfield, we have Salah against Arsenal and Mbumo against Ipswich, Sarr against Spurs, and Bowen against United. Starting with Salah, I know that he has not been in a particularly good form, but I don't want to sell him. I think he is in a good position to aim at a lot of teams, to be just better and better and better and better, and just be himself. Of course, that can change. Of course, he might be getting a little bit of a rest. Highly doubt that he will be benched. I expect him to keep playing in order to score those goals, and I think Arsenal at home are one of his favorite teams to face, and he has been scoring goals for fun in that fixture, so I would just play Salah and be happy with the points that he gets me. Yeah, Mbumo against Ipswich away, probably one of the best captaincy options for the upcoming week, and if you don't have him, please pick him, because from that right wing, Ipswich have been conceding so many goals, and Mbeumo this week is going to feast. If you don't have Mbeumo, for me, it's a must-buy player. 8.2, his price is getting up and up and up and up, but Mbeumo is probably the second best asset this season for FPL, next to Salah. Of course, some of you will argue, some of you will say that someone like Chris Wood have been good, Wissa have been good, several defenders have been good, especially our Aina, Milenkovic, Selsingo, but I believe that Mbeumo is the best asset after Salah this year. Sar from Crystal Palace facing a tired Spurs side that will be going to Norway to play in the semi-final of a Europa League. Yes, please. I don't think that they will rest the players now because they will want to get into rhythm. They will rest the players after the City final in Gameweek 37. So for now, Sar will be playing and Sar will be there. Spurs away, I think it's a very good fixture to be attacking. And Bowen, another away fixture. I know that there are a lot of away fixtures in my team this week, but yeah, Manchester United away, the same thing stands for what I've said about Spurs. They will be tired. They will be having a game on Friday once again, so they will be just getting game after game after game after game. So yeah, Bowen, Manchester United away, pretty good player to own at the moment. 7.7, brilliant price. Murphy against Chelsea at home gets the benching here. I don't know if he will start. I don't know when he will be subbed off, but I cannot guess it anymore. I would have benched him either way. Of course, if I bring some player with a good fixture, probably one player from Forest or Brentford or KVGB from City, Star will get the benching, but for now, I think that or Murphy, whoever gets the benching, literally doesn't matter. But for now, I think that I'm happy with that midfield and the improvements will happen in the attacking lineup. So let's see how my attack looks for now, what my captaincy decision is, and then we're going to see what my options are and how I plan to utilize them. So here is the team finalized. Isak against Chelsea, Wissa against Ipswich, and Marmoush against Southampton. Wissa staying for sure. The other two, I cannot say that for certainty. I will go in a second and showcase to you what my plans are. But first, let's talk about Wissa. He has been scoring for fun. And I think against Ipswich, him and Mbeumo will both surpass the 20 goal per season. And 6.7 is an ideal price of him to be into my side. Ipswich away, I think it's a pretty easy fixture. Ipswich have been scoring goals, but they have been conceding one hell of amount every goddamn week. So yeah, if you don't have Wissa, I would be getting him in. Marmoush against Southampton, he's my vice captain for now, but if we hear some rumors that Haaland is starting, I don't know if I will keep Marmoush, to be fair. I will be looking to get someone instead of him. The same can go for Isak, you say, but Isak against Chelsea, the most important game of the season. And you might be right, but I will be looking to attack the fixtures, so I don't know why I shouldn't. Like, yeah, Isak is great, but Isak has not been playing the most amazing of football. Of course, when I sell him, he will just snap and go and score a gazillion goals. But it is what it is. It's the game, and probably the third best asset this year after the disappointing start of the season that we all had. His price has been going up, and now he's at 9.6. Next season, I think he is going to be into the premium ranks, and it's going to be very hard to do that celebration when we cannot afford to get him. But yeah, no matter where he ends up, I think he's a good player. For now, Mbeumo is the captain, and it will take a lot of persuasion for me to switch captains, as I feel like this is the week for Mbeumo to go out and score some amazing number of goals. Let's see how it goes. Let's see what will happen. But yeah, this is the team for now. Now let's go and see how my team will probably change in the week, because I plan to make some transfers and I plan to make them offensive. So this is the team currently, as I've shown to you, and I'm planning to make some transfers. There is one player that I will get for certainty, and that is Chris Wood. I know that he has been blanking for the last 2 weeks, and he has been missing some chances, not clear-cut chances, but some chances. But against Leicester, I think it's the final push that they will have to make. I think if they win the next 3 games, they will be in Europe contention. Of course, it's getting harder and harder with those results that are happening, but I still believe that they are a team to get players from this week. So Chris Wood will be joining instead of Isak. I know that it's counterintuitive for some of you guys, but for me, Isak is one hell of a player, and Chris Wood just has the better fixtures. If we compare to the Newcastle fixtures, Chelsea and Arsenal. Don't mind the Everton, because here I will most probably free hit. So yeah, just those two fixtures, it's Chris Wood with the better ones. Now there is a 8.1 million in the bank, and I'm planning to do something very tricky. I'm planning to bring in Erling Haaland, and you'll say, what? Erling Haaland? Is he back? We don't know. I will be waiting for confirmation, but if he has Southampton away, I know that the last time when he faced Southampton, he had 2.33 expected goals, and he scored only one. And this is where his appeal started to disappear, as if you look at this 5, after he said for Arteta to be humble, he just disappeared from the face of earth, and he scored, yeah, good amount of goals, and he was scoring before the injury. So I think if we get a confirmation that Erling Haaland is starting, I will be getting him in. He has 21 goals with 21 predicted. Basically, what he has predicted, he has scored it. And I think against Southampton, he has a prediction to score a lot of goals. Of course, if he is Pep Guardiola doesn't confirm this to us, I would keep Marmoush, and I would probably get KDB, as I would sell out Murphy. It literally doesn't matter who I'm selling. I will get KDB, and I will be one happy player with KDB. Triple here from City, and happy days, basically. Then this is a fixture where Crystal Palace and City players will be difficult to predict if they start. Of course, I think they will be starting, especially the City guys, as they need a result. But it's either going to be De Bruyne for me or Haaland for me. Of course, it all depends what Pep Guardiola says, and KDB will be joining that midfield, and or Haaland will be joining the forward line. If I get Haaland, I'm still captaining Mbeumo. I will be just getting the differential points from Haaland, whatever those points are. As currently, Erling Haaland is 22% owned. If we check someone like Marmoush, he's 29% owned. So even having Haaland as a differential player sounds absurd, but yeah, I'll be getting Haaland, as I can do it without taking any more hits. This will limit my options for Gameweek 37, but who cares if I have the machine, the robot Erling Haaland replacing Marmoush, who has been a fraud, by the way. If we avoid those 3 goals from Newcastle, then he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 goals with 3 games. 3 goals with 10 games. Yeah. Good one, man. But yeah, honestly, I expect Haaland to be fit, Haaland to gain some minutes. If Pep says that he's not ready to start, of course, I will not get him, and I will get KDB in. The good thing is that he's in the early fixture, and I will try to do the transfers as late as possible. Money is not an issue for now for me, because I have 0.7 in the bank, so whatever happens, I can adjust properly. Hopefully this will get picked rightfully so. Of course, we will have a lot of issues, as I'm not deadline streaming, and it will be hard for me to predict it and to say what's going to happen, but you'll see the result next week on a video. So yeah, that's my transfer plans. Let's hear your opinion about it, but I think they're pretty goddamn good. Once again, a special shout out to the members of the channel before we leave this video. Foreign, Oscar, Scouser, Hem, Dmitro, Anthony, thanks so much for being active members of the channel. Foreign and Scouser have already contributed to over 90 people becoming members of the channel, so special thank you to all of you guys. If you want to join as members and support me financially, you can just become a member down below. Here are the prices. You will get some rewards, badges, early access to videos, one-on-one sessions with me for every month that you are a legendary member. Of course, this will help me a lot during my content creation journey, as it will help me support my family as well, which is pretty important. If you cannot do that, or you just don't want to spend any money, you can just subscribe. It's completely for free. Liking, commenting, turning the notification on, this helps the channel grow massively without spending a penny on my channel. Thanks so much for watching. More content will be coming as a deadline team. If we hear more news, I will prepare something for you guys during the week, so stay tuned for that. Be prepared for more content from my side and from my team. But for now, guys, I'm heading out. Bye.